So now I will take this immense pleasure to invite one of my dear friend, Madhur, to speak on this platform now. To introduce Madhur, please. Can I have a round applause for Madhur? Madhur has traveled the world across. He's in the business of tea and he's got offices all over the world in Russia. He has an experience of international trade for last 10 years. That's nice. Madhur has been educated from London in the University for Management. Friends, I just have a message to give here. If to achieve goals we have never achieved, to achieve goals we have never achieved before, you need to start doing things you have never done before. Madhur is going to clear all our doubts for international trade and he will break all barriers so that all of us can go and do our business internationally. India is the market, world is our market now. All over to you, Madhur. Best of luck.
Thank you, Nathur. Thank you very much. Good evening, friends. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha.
Madhur.
Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. I pray to my Lord on this auspicious days of Ganesh Chaturthi, and I pray Him to give me enough confidence and belief to fulfill my dreams. Class 10 economics class. A teacher spread a question to the class. Promptly I answered. My answer was so overwhelming to the teacher that she told, Madhur, you are pakka banya. Yeah, there was a small little applaud from the class as well. It struck my mind. When I postgraduated from the university in London, management course, my professor asked me a question. He told me, boy, how big you want your company to be? That was my answer. I want to make my company bigger than Microsoft. Promptly I did that. I came back to India. I told my father, we have a set business here. I want to change something. I want to take my business overseas. Obviously, till the time you don't make your companies international, transnational, it's very difficult to achieve such goals. My dream will be just a dream. He was from a very orthodox family and he had certain restraints. He said, we cannot give you a platform. I knew I had to make my own platform now. So I started building my journey. Few years, I spent my time in an industry of tea. How did this journey started is what I'm going to tell you now. When I was in London, I'm an avid horse rider. So while passing through to my university, riding back, I met this guy, Mr. R. Twining. He invited me over for a breakfast. I visited him in his farmhouse, and he spread in front of me exotic teas. These teas I had never seen. I was a person who used to prepare teas with milk. This was something different. Immediately it struck my mind that there is enough potential of tea exports in different parts of the world. This is what I started in India back then. I told my father I want to venture into tea. I spent few years into tea, learning about in-depth knowledge, getting about in-depth knowledge about the industry. Now when I was ready, what next should I do? I remember my grandfather mentioning it to me in Marwadi, Ladi, jo phirsi, boi charsi, meaning, dear son, a person who travels most is going to get the best opportunity to earn. That made me put up a question. How do I travel? Travel is expensive. It's not cheap. But then that's the learning stage. There are many platforms. You have to explore. A country which you can travel in $100, the same country you have been traveling for $1,000. It's up to you. How do you choose, how you program, and do it? So travel is something very important you all need to do. That is what I started doing. I visited the nearby countries like Bangladesh, Nepal. I learned the habits, how to get connected with people, to learn how to travel and make the cost cheaper. I chose two destinations, Russia and Kazakh. When I chose these destinations, obviously, I had to have certain grounds. When I travel, the expenses are going to mount up. and these will be turned into my capital expenditure, exploit my working capital. I have to protect both. I had limited resources. So how do I take it further? Well, visits are important. When you visit these countries, make sure you don't waste time. Anyway. The first and foremost thing which came to my mind while visiting these countries was that how do I link up with the people there? I went to the embassies. I contacted the first secretary and the second secretary. They gave me a healthy information, a good set of information which was very useful for my business. I asked them, how do I grow my business from here? How do I link up with the people who like to import my teas? They got me connected. One after another, the connection started building up. Through them, I got contacts, and I made contacts with Indian business alliances there, with Chamber of Commerce's, became part, attended their dinner parties, made my network there. But was that healthy and was that enough? No. I also started attending the tea expos, exhibitions, different conferences, may be related to my business or may not be, but I did that. This gave me a varied information how to gather the knowledge overseas. Well, I wasn't ready yet. When I came back, I thought I should have started, but no, not yet. What about the microeconomics of those countries where I want to trade? I might be a little ignorant about it. I must have a proper detailed studies. I understood the economies, what these countries were doing, whether it is good for our country or not. This is where I would suggest everyone to start with. Start reading out, start trying to do your primary and secondary research so that these things become more light and understanding for you. And you build up more confidence. There are the situations where the currency fluctuations take place, devaluation of the currencies take place. Imagine a company of America investing in India and finding that the devaluation has taken place so badly that they are not able to generate enough income. So what are you going to do now? Same situation happens with you. When you go and invest something abroad or do exports abroad, you have to be cautious about these currency fluctuations. Then there are bilateral ties. When you think about India-Pakistan, the trade does happen. But what if the war starts up? You have a big risk. Similarly, you can't leave that opportunity. Your bilateral ties with the country needs to be understood very clearly. When you talk about the shipments, then you have to understand that there are certain adversities and the natural conditions which may happen. What if China closes the corridor during the winters? The shipments which have been routed from Calcutta to the countries like Kazakh or Russia needs a proper shipment corridor. What if it's frozen and the shipment cannot go through? You will lose hell lot of money. So you need to have an adverse plannings. What if there is a situation where your country is no more being recognized by other countries? You need to have an international law, a proper study of the international law, how to protect your business there. Be more aware. That is what is required. So that is what I studied. I made myself more aware before starting my program to take my business abroad. So when I started my business, a lot of things happened. I faltered, I failed, but I again started. I pushed myself, and these are what the learnings that I have, which I'm going to share with you now. What if my debtor doesn't pay up? Well, few days back we had an ECGC session here. How many of you must have attended? I'm quite sure many of you must have. Influenced by it and understood that your debtors can be covered through the proper insurance coverage from export credit guarantee corporations. You export, they cover the risk. Have a proper understanding. Similarly, it goes with your investments. You do investments abroad, there are countries which gives sovereign guarantee. Try and explore those opportunities. Right now it is. Tomorrow those developing countries may get developed and you may not have that. Explore those opportunities. What if there is a dispute with the party or a company where I have invested in and my investor or my partner doesn't turn up properly to me and try and exploits me? Well, you are secured there as well. The international laws have no boundaries. So you can definitely sue that person in a proper international courts, or maybe in that case, Dubai. They are one of the best and the fastest people around, countries around, where the international law you get justice within the specified period of time, not more than 3 months. Bring it back. What if I want to wind up my business overseas? Very healthy question. Your product may lose the margins and you want to close it up now. You don't want to stand there and keep prolonging the things. You don't want to put yourself into a turmoil. Then what do? Hire a consultancy firm, it's already there. International firms get first and the preferred recognitions. Any kind of winding up business will not take, again, a specified period of time, as mentioned in the legislatures of those countries. Study it, start it. Back in India, what if I have some FEMA regulations? Well, there are many accounting firms, very specialized in international accounting standards and international laws. They're well conversed about it. Adapt them, employ them, and they're going to do this thing for you. Through my special experience, while doing all these networking, understanding, and gathering this knowledge and starting my business as an entrepreneur outside India, I understood one very clear thing. You need to have a solid back support. But how is that going to happen? This pillar you have to generate yourself. When you travel countries, you sit in a cafeteria. You waste your time maybe on WhatsApp or Facebook, so on and so forth. Explore the communities. Let me talk about few. I'm a part of a community called as Couchsurfing. Coming back to the position, how I travel and make my travel cheaper, well, be a part of Couchsurfers. Somebody is going to host you there if you're a member of Couchsurfers internationally. They are not going to charge you anything. Your meals are free, your roaming around is free, and they will make sure that you get the best hospitality. Become a member of Internations. These organizations are very helpful. Enjoy the membership free of cost. The moment you become member, there are parties and the get-togethers which happen everywhere in the different countries in the world, different cities in the world. You be there, attend their functions, and you get to network a lot of people, free of cost. What about the special interest that you have? I'm a Latin dancer, proudly a Latin dancer, and you know what? It really helped me. Imagine, I went to a city in Moscow, obviously a city in Russia, Moscow, and I attended a salsa socials there. Just by Googling up, I just found that there is a dance socials here. I walked inside it, free entry. Immediately I started connecting with the people. You know what? The dance masters started asking me questions and I replied them, and they made me connect with so many good people. I became resourceful now. They are my friends. I got pillars, a support. Tomorrow something happens with me, I am secured. My friends are there to take care of me and give me the best support. Join clubs, associations, and what? If your business grows, plan to settle. Don't shy away. There were a couple of people from Bihar. They were not speaking fluent English, but they had a very good adaptability to the Russian language. In that country, English doesn't make any sense. Even if you are a proud or a smart speaker in English, it doesn't make any sense. People don't understand. They understand Russian. So you need to know Russian. Those guys were better Russian speaker than me. They adapted to the situation, married the woman there, beautiful woman there, made their families there, and look, their business are flourishing. You couldn't have imagined them sitting around here, pinpointing, "Arey, inko dekho, apne ko dekho." No. Those guys are actually doing much, much better business than us. That is what? Settle. Business overseas have happened in India from ages back. This is there in our genes. Started long, long back ago. Different origins, countries had come, explored us. Thus, so many communications have done, so many exports, taken so many goods from India, finest muslins, jute, tea, spices. They have traded across and made so much money. We still can do that. We are not long behind. But what if we sit here and be a little scared and skeptical and understand that we are not able to do it? Well, this 1.6% of the share of the total global trade will never change. Look at the situation. Continuously, we are into deficit. Yes, from 2013 onwards, the deficit is slowing down. But don't we know that these trade deficits are the ones which are actually killing our economy? Your personal net worth must have increased 5 to 10 times or maybe more. But do you think that globally it has increased with so much of devaluation happening? Just think about it. So what are you going to do now? Think, concentrate. These are the kind of exported commodities from India. Concentrate on them. Try and explore. You need not just be an avid exporter from India. You can be a merchant exporter. Export from one country to another and still make money. Explore. You are well secured here. This brings me to almost the end of my session. And I'm going to give you a breakthrough with certain pictures which I tried in my personal life, tried to succeed. So this run-through of pictures are basically telling me this is my office in Almaty, the kind of products that we have in the markets. This is my warehouses, my teas, placement in the retail markets, office in Moscow, managers, these warehouses with stock of teas, markups, the coldest climate, minus 35 degrees, boot full of snow, but you need to do that initially. Exhibitions, brandings, that's the person, the gentleman just before I showed, is the head of Adagio company, which is the largest tea company in US. Thank you, friends, for the patient hearing.